Head coach of the Jackets, Brent Key, joining us on the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line. Coach, congrats on another victory. And like you said, it's Goldberg's and it's Cellini and Dimino. It's what you look forward to each and every Monday, more so than anything else.
I mean, you are not lying. The two things for on a Monday, I mean, you can't get any better. Hey, were y'all talking baseball?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit about weird, like, is it, that stadium, weird things happen in there. That's not really a thing. Well, NC State. People are trying to tell me, it's a weird place to play. No, it's not. It's 100 yards long. It's 54 across. They got 10-yard end zones.
And I guess what we were saying is it's not like a baseball stadium. The football field.
I agree with you on that now, for sure. I mean, football stadium and football field's a football field. Baseball, though, the sight lines and the way they're all different. I mean, every one of them. And where the fans are, the lights, the indoor, outdoor, all that kind of crap.
And Brent, the other thing about baseball that's a little bit different than football. Now, Phil Simms has told us up in the Meadowlands, the old Meadowlands, it was windy, and they would do things, and they knew they had an advantage in that building because they knew not to look at the flags. That's a real thing. But sometimes in baseball, you can gear your team towards a little bit of the park. Is it a home run park? Is it a pitcher's park? What do we do? Do we look for lefty-righty? In football, you just have to put your best team out there, and it's a combination of what you think your best team is. That's what I like about the game. I love baseball, but what I like about football is everybody truly is on a level playing field when it comes to figuring out a way to win because the field is the same in every building.
It is, yeah. Being in this stadium for so many times, so many games, I kind of know the wind patterns in it.
Right.
I know so the first game this year with the new building in the corner over there, it was like, all right, let's get out there, let's see exactly now if the wind's going to come the same, if it's still going to bounce around the same, come back to us. So I mean, there's a little bit of advantage when it comes to that. I think ours in particular, just because we have a unique stadium and a unique setting where it can get a little bit of a factor. But hey, the field's the same size.
How do you notice when you're coaching the fans and how they're reacting? How much does that play a part in what you're doing? Because it was a sellout for the first time for an ACC game in 10 years. Is that something that catches your eye when you're out there coaching?
Not as much coaching. I mean, I try to take time at some point in the game, at least, to kind of look up and see. This one got me this past Saturday, really, because running out of the tunnel, it's really the only time I see the west side of the stadium. And when I came out of the tunnel and to look up and see it slam packed all the way to the top, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Because usually there's some pockets way up top, but there was nothing on Saturday.
No, it was credit to, I said this in the press conference, to our administration for busting their tails to get this done and to support us and the fans for coming out. But it's the what I call the street fans, the people that might not have an allegiance to Georgia Tech, but maybe they went to school, across the country or whatever, or didn't. And, for them to find us that we're a fun product to watch. There's a good atmosphere and environment on game day. That's what's important. And that's where we take that next step in growth.
Right. You guys are figuring out the chicken and the egg thing. I'll also give props to you and your players because that's not easily done because it hasn't been done in a while, but give people a reason. Give them a reason to come out. Give them a reason to get behind you. And I know that is part of what you talk about behind the scenes, but to see it played out, I think those kids have earned the right to play in front of a full house.
They do, man. They bust their tails. And that's not just here. I'm obviously impartial to our guys, but all across the country. These kids go to class. They have to do everything that regular students do. Right, plus the athletics part. So to support them, I think that's something that should take place all across the country, and what it does is what makes college athletics, really special.
Does Haynes King do anything that would surprise you at this point?
On the field or off the field?
I guess a little bit of both. Now that you brought it up.
No, I think if I was to walk in blind and not know him, I would probably say this is manufactured. There's no way this is real. There's no way this kid is that much of a coach, and it's not coach speak. It's really who he is. You got to think, his daddy's been a coach his whole life. He's been around it his whole life. So many just principles and values and things of the game that we do here are so similar to the way he grew up and being around his dad. So I think that was part of the marriage that was really made to happen.
I know the Heisman thing is a thing, and I know we heard what you said post-game the other day. Hey, look, he's going to earn the right to be in New York, and I think he's going to be there. That's all well and good, but there was another part of that clip when you talked about value And I believe that college football not having an MVP, I know what the Heisman is. It's a numbers game. I know what the awards are by position. They're usually numbers games. But if you talk about pure value, there is nobody in the country that you could convince me is more valuable to his team. Now, what that means, I don't know. I know what it means to you every day when you walk out to the practice field. I don't know what it means to anybody else around the country. But there's nothing better than knowing that you've got a guy who puts the idea of getting one more yard, figuring out a way to win, sacrificing his body. You couldn't ask for anything more, let alone at that position.
No, and what I truly believe this, that, we talk about the value that Haynes has brought to the team now and, the last 3 years really. But I truly believe this, guys. What Haynes King does now is going to be a part of this program for the next 10 years, right? Not just the legacy, but he's had the hard hat on the last 3 years, helping us build this foundation of the program, along with all the other guys. So the identity of our program now that has been established, that's not changing. That is not going to change, and he is such a huge part of that. That legacy is going to last for a long, long time around here.
Brent Key is with us on the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line. Can you talk about the fact that he's probably one of those guys that is a coach on the field, not during games necessarily, even though he is, but if things aren't going well in practice, he seems to be one of those guys that's going to rally the troops and say, hey, let's step it up here.
Yeah. So there was a point in the game, I think, it was after we scored our first, I don't know, it was first or second touchdown. It was in the first half, and he came to the sideline, and like I always do, I find him when he comes to the sideline, and he was livid. I mean, he was cussing and screaming, because we had a couple mistakes on the drive, and I ended up having to burn a timeout on one of them coming out of between the quarters. So actually it was second quarter, and he is livid. I'm like, settle. I was like, relax. Settle down. Don't get emotional here. He goes, I won't tell you what he said. I was like, no, I mean, we got to get this right. These guys got to get their heads out of their butts. And he's like, I'm going over there and getting on them. Or that was obviously paraphrase what he said, but I said, I got you, man, I got you. So I went over there and then brought the offense up and addressed him. I mean, I think he's about to throw his helmet through somebody.
Are you? Do they bill you for those headsets? Speaking of equipment. So I saw them. I saw the moment. Listen, I saw the moment. I'm really asking you now, bigger picture.
Listen, man, I've been there when it comes to throwing headsets. I understand.
Yeah, they should make those things a little sturdier. That's what I would say.
I blame the headsets.
So
not being
it's
sturdier.
not my fault.
That's right.
What are you pissed about this week? Like, what's your energy? I don't want to say pissed. Let me pull that back. What's your energy coming off of that game and the way that you guys played that game?
Well, I mean, if you watch the game and you see mistakes that were made, or times when we didn't execute, or times when we lost focus or lacked discipline in the game, there's plenty of spots in there that we have to improve on. Right? Look, I don't look at the score. I don't care what the outcome of the football game is. It's about what we put into the game. It's about how we play the game, right? And when we have lapses, I think there was five instances in the first half that we had a lack of focus, which led to a lack of execution. And that, I mean, you're talking, I think it was like 17 points we left on the field that we could have had, or 10. So, yeah, one touchdown and 4 points that we could have had on the board. And we can't do that if we're going to win the football games that we want to win, all right, moving forward. We can't do it. There was 5 of them in the first half, and then probably 3 or 4 in the second half.
Those headsets never had a chance then. Will you say you played as a team? Did you play a good game? Like, with certainly improvement, room to improve, but did you play a good game this past weekend?
We played the best game we've played up until this point.
Okay.
All right, so, take that how you want. It was the best game we've played up until this point, but we hadn't, we hadn't played a complete game. And look, I'm not pissed about this, guys. Like, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. I'm happy we still have a lot of room to improve. I'm happy that we hadn't peaked as a football team yet. Right? I thought we peaked it way too early last year. Right? And then you become a victim of circumstance after that. And the kids have a great way about them right now where regardless of circumstance, regardless of scoreboard, regardless of opponent, right, they're going to play the way they play and play to their identity as a football team week in and week out. And I can hope that continues.
When do you think they realize that this is not about the scoreboard? Because sometimes it's just easy to go, Coach, what are you pissed about? Look up there. When you have a team that realizes it's not about the scoreboard, then you've actually instilled in them what it is you're striving for, I'm assuming?
Yeah. So in the first game of the season, I really felt like they came together in the complementary football part when we had the 3 turnovers to start the game, right? And they were playing that way. Okay, the entire game. Well, one game sample size is not going to really dictate who you are. And I think by the time, when we got to the Wake Forest game, right, we did not play well in the first half, and we came back out in the second half and just chipped away. That was when I truly believed it about this team. They get it. They know it. And then somebody told me one thing that Kyle Eford had said. This was probably 2 to 3 weeks ago. I guess he told somebody that he doesn't even know who we're playing when he's out there on the field. Like, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know who we're playing. He doesn't know what the score is. All he knows is to go as hard as he can.
Come on. He didn't know who you guys are playing?
Have y'all spent much time with Kyle?
So if you knew Kyle, you'd believe it. Is that what you're saying, Coach?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, he's a super. He didn't forget. Believe me. I mean, he's just wired that way. He's wired to play the game the way you're supposed to play it.
Did you care on Saturday night that 6 went into the weekend undefeated and 6 came out undefeated? Like, am I telling you something maybe you don't even know? 6 went in undefeated. There were still 6 undefeateds.
I did know that.
Okay.
I did not, because I used that as a reference point for a couple of weeks with the team. I think we started out, it was 27, then it was 20, then it was 13, 10, whatever. I could care less now, though.
All right, so Raleigh on a Saturday night. Take us through how things are going to change with you playing only the second night game of the season, first since the opener at Colorado.
I mean, as far as changing, I hope nothing changes the way we play. I mean, obviously it's a different opponent, but I think it's about it's a good timing for us to have a later game. The way I look at that's a lot of time now that you have extra to get guys ready to play, to get guys healed up, to get guys that are might be banged up a little bit. I mean, there's a big difference in 12 o'clock on Saturday and 7:30 on Saturday. I mean, it just because you speed up a little bit your processes on Fridays, Thursdays and Fridays when we get them on the field and off the field. So that gives us a little more time in there to make sure we get our guys as healthy as possible.
Let's finish up. Is there anybody or 2 or 3 that you'd like to almost shout out a little bit whose names don't come up? I don't know, a strength and conditioning person, somebody in your offices, somebody who's in film. And I know that you could do this for a longer time than that, but there were a couple of people that maybe you'd like to just sort of name names and say, hey, I just want people to know that this organization is an organization. It runs deeper than what you see on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't want to because I don't want to leave anybody out, but every week we do a staff member of the week, all right? And it's pretty fitting now that I'm talking to you guys, and Mike Flynn was this past week. And the reason Mike was the staff member of the week was he's done a great job with our players, right? With the extra attention that's coming to us right now of preparing those guys, coaching them through how to answer the questions, how to deal with this extra exposure. And that's been a real critical thing these last couple of weeks, and it's going to be even more critical as we go into this last month of the season. I mean, Pat Boyle, who's research and analytics here, and he just left my office. We stay together on Mondays for about 4 hours in the morning, going together all those statistical analysis, finding, hidden yardage here and there. I go on and on. I think we've done the social media content, that whole thing, that whole world, which I know nothing about. The people we've brought in here in the last several months have really turned that up to a different level than we've been before. The QCs, the analysts, the people that don't get the notoriety, people don't know who they are. We've got a great staff. We've got a great organization. But as good as they are, I mean, every week, every day, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to challenge them to be better than they were the day before.
But
we've got to continue to improve.
I'm assuming it's palpable in the building or buildings, the pride that people have knowing that, it's not just the final score on Saturday. There are a lot of people who are part of this. And I gather that you're aware of that. And there's probably a feeling in the building that we are all in this.
We are all in this together. And that was something I was told a long time ago. And really, it breaks all the way down to like an offensive line. You know, Doug came in, or Doug Marrone came in when I was a player, and then this was the very first day he was moved from tight ends coach to offensive line coach. And he walked in the room, and the first thing he looked at us and said was, "We are all in this together. I'm with y'all. Y'all are with me. We're going to go through this thing together." And that just hit me. And I've used it every year I've coached ever since then, that we're all in this together. And it's even more so now as the head coach.
Well, hopefully everybody's involved in another victory on Saturday night in Raleigh, and hopefully you're talking to us next week again for another Victory Monday.
And the Goldbergs.
Indeed. With the schmear or without the schmear? How does that work for you?
Dude, I've eaten the same thing from Goldbergs for every day for as long as I've ever gone there. The jalapeno cheddar bagel with sausage, egg, and cheddar cheese.
A creature of habit is Brent Key.
I want to go back to one thing.
Are y'all shocked?
No. Are there 3 headsets on the sidelines, 4 headsets on the sidelines? What's the number that you feel, or everybody around you feels comfortable with?
He won't let this go.
No. I'm just wondering.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Okay.
2 to 3. I am pissed now, guys. If it happens again, all right, I'm only about 20 of them because I'm going to be slinging them all over the place.
Yeah. It's crunch time now. Everybody's watching, brother. Everybody's watching.
Hey, I've done that my whole career, so it's a habit I've got to break. I've got to change that because I do try not to be emotional.
Keep it going. Do whatever works on Saturday, and hopefully we're talking again on Monday. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Brent.